When you're watching the new X-Men movies, what you're gonna have to do is completely forget everything you know about the comic books. Because pretty much it's not gonna be like the comic books. But try and just visualize for a second. If you didn't know the comic books, would this be a good movie? Does it stand by itself as a good movie? I think it does. But yeah, we are all gonna be a little disappointed about a lot of the things that they left out, that they didn't put in. But we're gonna have to forgive them. Or not. Just how close was the comic book to the movie? Well, when you first watch the movie, I'd like you to consider this. Take this movie, X-Men: The Last Stand, and forget it ever even existed. The new movie, Days of Future Past, is actually more closely related to X-Men First Class. And this will also clear up some of the continuity errors, like why Charles Xavier is still alive. There are several differences between the comic book and the movie. The main reason for these differences is the timeline. The comic book was written in the 1980s and their future took place in 2013. Well, the reason this doesn't work anymore is because, well, it's now 2014, so we had to move the future to 2023. In the comic book, the way that the time travel works is that Rachel Summers, Scott and Jean's daughter, has the ability to transfer one's consciousness into their former self. While in the comic book, Kitty was the original time traveler, now that the timelines has changed, this no longer works because she would have not been born in the 1970s. So now they decided to pick Wolverine in the movie. And the other reason is because, well, he's made them a lot of money and he's a fan favorite. Now, inexplicably, Kitty has the power to transfer one conscious into the past, and Rachel Summers does not exist in the movie. The original reason in the comic book they were traveling into the past was to prevent the assassination of Senator Kelly. This would prevent their horrible future from happening. In the movie, they replaced Senator Kelly with Boulevard Trask, which I don't remember being a little person in the comic books, but let's just go with it because Peter Dinklage is awesome. The Sentinels are also different in the movie because I suppose that the director didn't think pink and purple robots were very threatening. So now they're revamped with Mystique's blood and it just transforms the plot even more. I personally grew up with the 1990s cartoon that had an entirely different plot in itself. And Bishop was actually the time traveler, so I was a little disappointed when we didn't see much of him in the movie.
For the future!
But all in all, it was a great film full of action, excitement, and adventure. So what do you think? What would you have done differently? Put your suggestions in the comment section below and don't forget to subscribe.